Talked about the victim and the wonderful villain, and now it's time for the hero.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Well, the hero is someone who loves to help. Now, this can happen as a child. One of the best things to do, of course, is children. Give them puppies, give them kittens, give them someone or something to take care of so that you're opening up their heart, all right? They get to help. And constantly as children, you're having them help other people. That, by the way, is why churches can be so good. The structure, almost always in all the churches, is they have something to do with helping others. That's the key for a hero. You know that they can develop fully into a hero. And then they pick service, okay? They'll be in the service industry in some way. It can be for animals, it can be for plants, it can be for consciousness, it can be medical, it can be many different things, but it has to do with service. That's what a real hero is all about.
Well, it sounds like being a hero is the best of the three. Is there any way being a hero might be dysfunctional?
Oh, yes.
How does that work?
Heroes has some real lessons. Number one, the hero, right? Because they know they're supposed to take care of the bad guys and things. That's part of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what if they use the same energy with the bad guy that the bad guy uses? And they have justified that it's okay. Well, trap. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have to stop a villain, but I can tell you one of the biggest things is if you are perpetuating warring energy, then you're perpetuating warring energy inside of yourself. You'll go back to a victim, just one after another. Hero goes to victim. If they can't use what I would say compassion and stuff, and they go, but how can I have compassion? So this person just killed somebody. For real, you'll have to learn how to develop compassion while you're dealing with the villains. That's why sometimes it is so good, like you have the alcoholic who used to be an alcoholic and has compassion so he can help the people who are struggling and going through something. But it takes that kind of energy to stay in a hero mode. Otherwise, you have trapped yourself. You think you're being a hero, and you are being what I would call a negative hero or a villain. You've justified that you can hurt. You've justified that it is okay to hurt others. So that's where you can become dysfunctional. The good thing is when a hero realizes they have truly hurt somebody, you can rehabilitate a hero into really using the right energy and changing a lot. I can tell you the next piece of dysfunctional is with the hero, they have an addiction to not hurting. If they hurt anybody, they just flip out. So guess how easy they can be manipulated. They're aces to be manipulated. Their children, their wives or whatever, oh, you hurt me, or anything, you hurt me. And then you have a hero just, they just go blah.
So it sounds like you can have two forms of negative heroes. A negative hero who's too much of a hero and becomes abusive, or a negative hero who becomes the other direction and becomes almost a victim.
They do.
While they're trying to be a hero.
Well, they're trying to be a hero.
Is there any role that you can take out that takes you out of these three that might be healthier, or is it a matter of just working on being a balanced hero?
Okay, at least for me, it's like you don't run away from this, you learn how to play it.
Okay.
You learn how to honestly go through the victim role and how to save yourself, how to become your own hero, all right? How you go through That because if you go through a balanced victim way, you won't become the villain. So you escape the villain. I mean, so that's very good. Now, can you recognize the villain is something? It's like you always have villains is the juiciest role. Because villains have no, they don't have any rules they have to play by or any structure, right? So they can disguise themselves all the time. It's like they disguise themselves as poor victims. And they're not at all. I love it. Across from the church at one time, there was a man who came out with his cane, with his stuff, and with his basket and stuff, and people gave him money. Well, guess what? As soon as the church crowd was gone, there he is, and it's going back to the car, putting up the cane, putting up his traps. So you have to become really aware. Is it a real victim or is it a villain posing as the victim? Also, probably one of the biggest is you have villains posing as victims. The nonprofits, all of the things that they're doing, quote unquote, to help. But underneath it, they're not helping at all. And they are some of the most difficult to do. But yes, how to deal with the villain becomes your very biggest thing as a hero. And it can be an adventure and a workout that you will never get bored.
Excellent.